There she goes. There she
Yeah,
is.
I did
There's the lovely lady.
it. Hello. I feel like there is not very many people in this cast that are good with this Instagram thing.
No, it's well, it is. It is. The problem is, look, it's good problems because it basically is because they're like 50 people at a time. Every 30 seconds, a new 50 people trying to, jump on the feed.
Exactly, exactly. Ah, Meryl. Hi,
I think,
Meryl.
Stefania, you there? I think
I
you
am
went. Oh, there you go. You froze up a little bit on me. Now, where are you? Where in the world are you?
sorry. I'm in Brazil, so it's nighttime for me.
Say what? You're in Brazil?
Yeah, and I guess that's
Huh?
great.
You're coming in. You look great.
Thank you. So do you. That bougainvillea behind you looks beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just in the backyard. Um, so are you just on vacation in Brazil, or are you working on
I
something, or?
Well, I'm also finalizing. I did a conference with Beto and Kylie from Grey's Anatomy. Well, Kylie is on Station 19, but Beto is in Grey's, and we did a conference here. And I'm also finalizing the music of my short film. So it's work.
Your short film. Now tell. So your short film is your directorial debut. Uh,
Yes.
so what can you share with us about it? What can you share with us about it?
Well, I feel like everybody told me to make my first project very personal, and it was. It's like it's a little bit of a snippet with it. I look into the life of my mother and I, and it's a love letter to her and to Cicely, and also an encouragement for women to, yeah, um, get into motherhood by giving it our all, but also keeping some for ourselves. I feel like women have this tendency to just give up everything for our family and for our kids. And I feel like then to give some love to ourselves and keep our passions and whatever makes us happy because it's important.
I love that. That couldn't be more true. I tell my wife to be more selfish, and we'll
And
figure it out. I said, be more selfish, and we'll figure it out. If especially, we're blessed enough to be able to throw money at the problem on top of it. But yeah, it's the more women need to not just drop your family, because obviously family's first and foremost for everything, but be a little bit more selfish. Women need to make sure that they take care of themselves.
yeah, and recharge.
Yeah, recharge, exactly. I mean, I grew up at the beach in back in Virginia Beach, and we would
Yeah.
call it we called it the lifeguard thing. If when you're saving somebody in the water, if they're taking you down, you got to let go for a little bit, get yourself straight again before you go back and try and save them again. And I think moms in particular have a tendency to never to never take that moment for themselves, to get themselves straight again before they dive back in. So
Mhm.
so we all will
100%.
be on the lookout for this short. Um, I just want I want
I
to hit
wait.
you up about because without giving away tonight's storyline or anything like that, I just want to share that you in particular had to. I feel like you and Jaina had to kind of go to
Yeah.
the zoo and had like hard days. But I think if I really had to push it out, I think you had an even tougher balance because you had to do you had to go to the zoo in a very very particular kind of way. It was watching you like dance on a high wire, and I felt like an ass because I kept making you do it again and again and again.
Wait, okay, I need to pause for a second, and I want to ask you, how was your directorial debut? Because for me, as an actor, it felt like you have been doing this for your whole life, for as long.
But thank you, thank you. No, it working with what was fun was I've been teaching acting for years. You know what I mean, off and on for longer than I want to admit. And so the dealing with y'all is one of the most exciting parts for me. But it's the collaboration for me is the part that I love about what we do. You
Yeah,
know, I say that like if doing a one man show where I'm up on stage doing like 20 voices would be so boring to me. Being on
Right,
stage doing 20 voices with another two or three actors and they're doing 20 voices, that would be a dream. That would be
right,
super fun. Because I've got it, I like playing off of other people as an actor. And I realized that's what I love about being a director was playing off of my director of photography. Brian, Garbellini did a fantastic job playing off of course, all you actors, playing off of talking with the writers and getting new juice out of it. I would find things that they wrote that they hadn't seen. You all would find things that in the words that they hadn't. They're like I didn't even realize I was in there, and they wrote it. And hearing things that I didn't catch that they were like, nope, that's something I would love to have in there. And I was like, that's fantastic. Let's go, put that in the actors. So that collaboration to me is the set designers, having a conversation about, and I got lucky because there were sets that have not shown up yet,
right.
uh, and that they got built and showed up in my episode. So I got to have input on that, and that's a lot of fun. So for me, it was the acting piece felt normal. Cameras, figuring out, I'm sure your experience with
Yeah,
coming up with a great way to visually tell the story is super fun. Is the challenge. That's the puzzle that I love to solve. But it's also the part where I'm like, that's where I'm least knowledgeable. That's where I'm least
right.
confident and had to lean on people more. Was that like what was your experience like on your short?
Yeah, the same. I feel like it's so important to get the right angles to tell the story and to tell that emotion. And but I feel like if you have a crew that you trust, the job like the collaborative element of it makes it so much easier because everybody's excellent at what they're doing, and I feel like if you all have the same vision and you have in mind the same result, you can, yeah, collaborating for me was this also. I don't have the passion for holding camera photography, but I do have a very bubbly imagination. So I was like, I want this, I want slow motion, and then I want the close up on the feet, but I wouldn't know how to move the camera or how to translate that into a shot.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You just said one of I think the most important words. It's the key. It's the cornerstone of everything we do as artists. Unless you're a solo artist, trust. You
mm,
can't collaborate with somebody unless you got to trust, and it's a trust fall. I mean, how many times we like, showing up, you just meet somebody and then you've got to, I remember one time I did a job and she's a dear friend of mine, Valerie. Um, I showed up in the morning, met her in the trailer and was like, hey, my name's Jason. I'll be playing your husband and I'll be part of your threesome later on this afternoon. That was my day. That's what we do for a living. That's it's a, it's, it's a weird gig. It's a weird gig.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is
And you've just got to
weird. And
trust, you've just got to trust that the
yeah.
person you're hanging out with is not super pervy. You know,
Which for me, thankfully, most of the times it wasn't. So I've been lucky like that. But I feel like okay. So my biggest challenge was not to get too involved in the emotion of the actor while directing. Like I was crying a lot while giving directions to the camera. Has that ever happened to you? Did you cry with me? A little bit. No.
you know what? I didn't. Not while directing. Not while directing. Although I was right there with you, but I wasn't crying because I think there was too much in my brain that was worried, thinking about other things. I was. Part of my superpower is I can give things up to other people, no problem.
Mm.
Like somebody asked me if I was nervous about the show, about my episode premiering tonight, and I said no, not at all. I said because I can't do anything anymore. Right? It's not because I think it's good, although I do think it's good. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it, but it's because I can't do it. I can't do anything else. I'm good. So like if I am very able to trust in you, and I would watch you and be totally engrossed in what you were doing, but also paying attention to what the cameras are doing and this and the other thing. So I would trust in what you're doing, and when I watch it tonight, I'll boohoo like an idiot with you. You know what I mean? It's like that's it. When I watch it with when I watch it with my kids, that's when they laugh because for when they were younger, they thought like dad never cries, and then they got older and they were like, "You just hide that junk real well, but you slick with it. I see you, dad. I see you dropping one." I'm like, "Yeah, it happens. I'm not even gonna front."
I love that. I love that.
You would get too caught up with your actors and that sort of thing. So, but not to, but you wouldn't. It didn't. I'm guessing it didn't get in the way of what was going on. That's where you've got a script supervisor and
No,
DP, camera operators.
yeah, what happened is that the whole crew was laughing at me. I was like, yeah, because at this point, I think you should. And the crew was like, okay, this is going to take a while. And they were so nice. It was also 40 degrees Celsius. So it was like 110 Fahrenheit. Everybody was dying. It was Sicily, no AC where. And still, like the crew was amazing. They supported me through everything, to my crying and my laughing and the heat and everything. Yeah.
That's love. That's 110 degrees, and we have to break for 10 minutes because the director's having a crying fit.
100%. Well, also my story it's being so personal. I was like, oh my god, I have to tell you this story for you to understand this moment. But
See, that I would think would be that I think
hard.
would change the calculus because it's such a personal story for you. You know I mean, the story that you guys tell tonight is an amazing story. It's fantastic, and you acted it beautifully. But it's not my personal story. That would change the whole thing a lot. I think.
Also, I feel like Jaina's storyline was a little bit more serious and like emotionally. I
Yes.
feel like without giving too much away, but I feel like our cry
Yeah.
was different.
I shared already in some interviews and on social media. I said you all embody the crying, laughing, and laughing while you're crying. Like
I
and that's why it's such a tough needle to thread. That's why I was uh I was in awe of you all and just so happy and it sounds ridiculous and almost patronizing to say, but proud of you. I really
no,
was. The three of you were fantastic, and it was. I think people are going to love it. I'll put it this way: yeah, I was doing some interviews yesterday, and they were responding particularly that your scenes registered with them because of the crying while laughing, laughing while crying piece.
oh
Um,
my,
yeah,
yeah,
Jaina's stuff. You're right. Jaina has a whole other level of. I had to
hard.
take her to the zoo in a whole different way. Hers is just. I have a friend who had this. My friend Brian McCarthy said he thinks the best stories you take a person, your hero or shiro, and you put them in a crucible and you kind of just grind them down to their bare essence. The whole situation, everything coming at them grinds them down until there's just the raw person left. And I feel like this episode for Jaina is one where you've got the legal system that too often puts women on trial when they're survivors. Usually they're in the witness box, but in this case, she's literally on trial for defending herself. uh, it puts and then you've got this legal system is pushing her down and pressuring her and grinding her, and then the fire department policy is grinding her, and all sorts of other things in the episode are grinding her down until you either break or you find that you're the most raw, intense, fiercest version of yourself. And so and you got to watch the episode tonight to see where Andy lands out. I'll just say that again, we took Jaina had to go deep.
Yeah,
Jaina had to go deep.
yeah,
um so
yeah.
but yeah, tonight it was funny though because tonight is also the party for the 400th episode of Grey's Anatomy. um
I know.
yeah, yeah. But you're gonna be in Brazil.
I know. An actual party, like a physical people live.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Okay, I'm gonna rat some folks out now. I'm gonna spill the tea all over the place. Ready? Pretty much the policy goes out that COVID policies are still in place. Nobody's having rap parties. Nobody's having rap parties. Station 19, we love you so much, but we're not doing a rap party. So we're cool with that. We had a whole festival the last week. We did raffles at lunch. We had all these food trucks coming in, and it was a great last week. We kind of spread it out over 5 days, and it was great. It was fantastic because there's no rap parties. Grey's Anatomy, and I love that's my family, so I can say it. They rapped yesterday,
Yeah.
so I keep saying that this is their 400th. Definitely not a rap party. It just
Oh,
happens to be happening the day after they wrap the season. It just happens to be happening the day after they wrap the season. It's just happenstance.
Ah,
You can't blame nobody. It's just it just happened that way. It's like
yeah,
weather,
I'm bummed. I'm so bummed. I'm gonna miss the not rap party that happens after they rap.
right? Right. But you're in Brazil, so I don't know how much you can bitch and moan about.
Okay, okay. I'm Brazil. I'm about to go to Italy. I can't complain about nothing. It's all good.
Right? So Brazil, then Italy, and where else you gonna be? Can I blow you up anymore so people can like stalk you all around the globe, to just follow you? We won't give
I,
up dates. We won't give up
I
dates. But
I go to Paris and I might go to Ibiza, but I might. One of my
uh,
best friend lives there. She just had a baby. I'm gonna go see her. Maybe I don't know. I don't know nothing.
your friends had a baby and is in Ibiza.
She lives between London and Ibiza. Yes.
Nobody lives in Ibiza. First off, is it Ibiza or is it Ibiza? Right. First off, that's the first thing. How you if this is how because Ibiza is just a party joint. They're so partied out and still drinking or imbibe or ingesting whatever they're doing. They don't even know how to pronounce their own country anymore. That's what I'm saying. So if your friend has a kid, your friend has a child, they got no business living in Ibiza. Keep that child in London. Keep that child in London. Two kids? Two
Two
kids?
kids. She loves it
No,
because
they're
the
gonna.
kids get cars, the weather is nicer, and then once the
No.
summer is over, the island.
She's gonna go to Ibiza, forget that she has two children, and come back with one. That's what's gonna happen. She's gonna party so hard, she's gonna forget she got two kids, come back with one, and be like, "What? Did we forget something? Did we forget? It's like Ibiza Home Alone. A kid sitting in Ibiza. Mom and Dad just left me in the country because they partied so hard.
I'm gonna put it out to her just in case, so she remembers. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Oh, we are gonna roll
Ah,
through London a little bit. I'm gonna visit some friends in London, and then
nice.
and we dabbled. We thought about hitting Italy for a little bit because we love. So we love Italy. We love Italy. I've been to Italy like
Yeah.
like a half dozen times or something like that. But we are going to go to South Africa and Zambia. We're going on safari. We're
Beautiful.
I'm psyched. My oldest son is graduating high school, and so
Mm.
we are heading to go, doing one of those big once in a lifetime. Just don't pay attention to the bottom number. Just sign the form.
Yeah,
Vacations to go on safari and such.
but with the whole family.
Yeah, we're
Amazing.
taking all five of us are going, and we're actually going with another family that are dear friends, and I'm really truly looking forward to it because this will be only my second time to Africa in general, but a completely different section. I mean, I've been to Ghana before. Boris and I went to Ghana a few years ago. And this time South Africa. I have a friend who I coached as an actor, and I coached him on audition, and he got onto a television show in South Africa. So
Oh,
I'm trying to hook up with him, see if we can, when I come through Johannesburg, if we can connect up a little bit, because there's no better way to come to a country than with somebody who's on TV in that country. That's just I figure that that's got to be the way to pull it off. Um, but I'm looking forward to doing Victoria Falls. Danielle went to Victoria Falls
I did.
a few years ago.
I know. It sounds
Yeah.
amazing. It sounds amazing. I've only been to Nigeria. That's the only country I've been to in Africa, but I'm looking forward. One of my best friends has an orphanage in Tanzania, so I'm looking forward to visit the orphanage, go with
Yes.
them. And COVID has
Yeah.
made it travel harder, so hopefully we'll be back.
That was insane. Literally, I got a signal that I've never gotten before my phone where I had to plug it into a computer. It wasn't out of power. It just literally shut down and completely went back to zero. So let me see if I can pull Stefania back up. We were probably getting close to finishing up, but that was very random. If you have any question about how much technology hates me, that was it. It was nuts. Um, it just shut down on me. So I'm trying to see if I can get Stefania back for you all. I want to see if we can connect up and just finish up a little bit. There she goes. We can view this. Technology hates me in ways you can't even imagine. Like literally, the technology gods are like, forget you, Jason George. We don't care nothing about you. Like,
I love while I'm here waiting for you to bring me in. I'm reading the comments. It's like, Jason, you need an assistant. Jason, wife,
and it's,
my favorite wife wives. You have terrible, both of us, terrible connection.
yeah, yeah. The sad part is you're in Brazil in a hotel. I'm in my house. That's the sad part.
Ah,
Is that this is just my world? Well, no. The truth is, I was out here and suddenly four people came home, and next thing you know, all the internet juice. So I had to kick everybody off the internet. Then we were fine. Once I kicked everybody off, I had to pull the dad card.
do it. No,
Yeah.
and then you.
By the way, Stacey K. Black is on here. I just saw her. I just saw her thing come up. So, Stacey, if you don't know, Stacey K. Black is our producing director. Paris Barkley was held that position beautifully for the first four seasons, and without missing a step, Stacey K. Black came in, and she's our Christopher Vernoff is the big mama, and Stacey K. Black is like big sister. Is like big sister, and so she takes care of us and hires all the directors. She hired me, so yeah, it works out. Hi, Stacy.
Hi, Stacy.
Um, where else do we have folks? If you know what, we were John before, but if folks have questions,
Oh,
I would happily. Somebody's asking, maybe if you go inside, it helps with the connections. Yeah, it was not my connection. Is the sad part. It was literally just my phone just decided to explode, and and it's the
amazing.
weirdest thing. I had to literally connect up to my computer and do a restore thing from. It was insane. No, so the Apple, get at me, get at your boy because I don't understand. I think I have a little theory that when they decide that you've gone too long without getting a new phone, things start to happen that make you want to get a new phone.
Oh,
That's,
I think
that's just
I feel like if their updates, that's what they do. They slow. If you have an older version,
yep.
they're just up with your phone.
They force you. They force. You know who? Because
Close it.
I don't get a new phone unless I really see the value in it. Like just having the newest shiniest thing is not my jam. But and so I can be a little bit bad about it. You know who's the worst?
Cool.
Chandra
Shine.
Wilson.
I knew it. I
Chandra
think
Wilson.
I just worked with her and I saw that she has a like I think she still has the small one, which is like a one number, and I love that.
She held on. She is like she's like nope. I'm good. I'm good. I love her to death. But I will whenever she pulls it out, I get to go off on her. It's like she knows like that I have like a 5 minute set that I do. Is this thing on? What's up with that phone? And it's just ridiculous. It's like and everybody's like, here we go. Um,
Uh, she's a
but
director that I love to work with.
yeah,
Love to work. Incredible.
I don't like working with that much. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, right.
No, she's the best. She actually her second time directing. Now she's directed dozens of episodes, but her second time directing was our character's first kiss. So you know, so you gotta
Wait, she directed your first kiss on camera.
she did. Could you
That's
imagine?
that's hard. How did it go? Was it awkward?
No, I didn't realize it was only her second time. I thought she'd been doing it for a minute. I thought she was all good.
Amazing.
Yeah, she was confident as she is in many things. Um,
Amazing.
I'm scrolling through to see if anybody's got any questions for you while we got you on the. Some folks are sending love from London. We saw some Norway.
Ooh,
Uh, she said, "Was it Day Around the World? Day spelled DEY. Are you excited with this episode, Steph?"
I am so excited. It is one of my favorite episodes of the whole season.
I'm sorry. What was that? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear.
Nothing,
What
nothing. No, come on. As an actor, I had such a blast doing this episode. It was so fun. It was so different. There was comedy. There was whatever what you said at the beginning about laughing,
laughing.
crying, thing. Yeah, it's spot on, and it was amazing. I felt crazy doing it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I
But
got very afraid that we were gonna break the Stefania. I was
I
like, don't break the Italian. We can't break the Italian.
No, but it was amazing because the tears were real, were genuine, but then it came everything else. That was also kind of so it was like insanity. At that night, I slept like a baby. I'm gonna tell you that. I was like,
Oh,
oh.
I know you did. I knew you would. I knew you would. I mean, by the time the end of that day, do you remember at the end of the day I came to you and I was like, "Do you have one more in you?" And you were like, "Yeah, yeah." And then I said that like two more times.
Yes, you did. But I love it. I love it. I love it. And as you said, I love the collaborative part of every art form, and I feel like it was amazing to collaborate with you because I feel like at the beginning of the scene you said, I feel like I see you sitting. I was like, oh, I don't like sitting doing this kind of scenes, and then I did it and I trusted you and it just worked perfectly, and it was so fun to just allow it to evolve to what it became.
You know what? There's a funny, a basic thing for all you actors out there. When you audition and that sort of thing, they usually have a chair in the room when you go into audition. Don't necessarily just sit in the chair. There's two
Mm.
things that can happen. When you move the chair and you decide you're going to stand, one, you kind of psychologically take control of the situation. This is my audition and I'm going to do it. The second thing that happens is when you sit down, your energy kind of drops out, which for a normal scene is not a great thing. But for your scene, for you to just kind of let everything else go and just let whatever comes up come out,
Yeah,
uh, it was kind of beautiful.
it
It
was.
was kind
It
of
was.
beautiful.
Yeah, especially because we were coming from the other scene that was definitely not sitting that was involved in that scene. So
Yeah,
it was a great
you'll all see
change.
what we're talking about later on. You'll see.
No,
It's comedy. It's like a little bit of farce. Here's a question. Now we're like teasing them now. We're just like, what? Oh, that thing that I can't tell you about until like 3 hours from now. Yeah, that was great. I love that. But here's a question from who is this? Anita Ortiz, 2010. What made you decide to be a director? I'm taking that as a question for me and you because you're directing now as well. So you first. What made you decide to direct your own short?
well, I did a movie in Italy, and during that movie, I got very close with the director and the editor of the film, and so that she was editing in real time, and so we were finishing the full day of shooting, and then we are going into the editing room, and I watched her do her magic, and I was so fascinated with everything, and I felt like every time I said something, the director really took it in and it valued my opinion, and I was like, oh my god, this is so fun to collaborate with these other two people. They're super passionate about this project as much as I am, and it felt, I was like, okay, this is amazing. And then a little seed was planted in there, and then I left Italy, I came back to America and I did my thing, and then I started watching. Actually, Danielle was shadowing at the time, and I didn't even know there was possible. There was a possibility. So I was like, "Can I do that too?" Because I would love to learn more. And they were very welcoming towards it. So I started shadowing, and then I was like, "I think I need to do this," because I didn't realize how much we learn as actors by just being on set and watching everything that happens. And obviously, there's so much more to directing because there's a lot of pre-production, a lot of post-production. People say you make the movie or the episode three times: pre-production, then you shoot it, and then in post-production, which is so
Yeah.
true. And I'm now with my short because I was like, oh my god, the music, oh my god, this, oh my god, the sound design, and it's so many elements. But yeah, I feel like I just wanted to be more involved in the full picture, in the full storytelling process, and I wanted the collaboration. I love the collaboration part. What about you?
No, the same. I mean, literally, the being more involved in the full process was the thing. And I'll say this: the result was funny. The thing that I kind of I had a pretty good concept of what I knew and what I didn't know. You know,
Mhm.
knowing what you don't know is very important, and then you can find somebody who knows what you don't know and say, okay, explain this to me like I'm a 5 year old. So I thought I knew what I knew, and I thought I knew what I didn't know. The one
Ah,
thing that I kind of got surprised by that I did not expect wasn't about actually directing so much. It was I didn't realize how, I love my crew. I love my cast. I didn't realize how much more I would
ah,
love my cast and crew.
ah.
I didn't expect that. It got me a little. It got me a little emotional. Got me in my feels a little bit. I was not prepared to suddenly be looking at everybody like you my like my they took care of me. It was like the only thing I can liken it to is I have three kids, and when my kids show up someplace else and do something beyond me in my wildest dreams and just blow me out of the water, which they've each done at various times. And I go into like, because I'm a stupid dad. I'm a ridiculous dad. Everything I do is about is an excuse to get back to my kids or something to show my kids or whatever. And so yeah, that was
Mm,
the only way I could kind of liken it to was that weird. You thought you'd hit the limits of your love and appreciation, and then there's a whole nother level. And so that to me was the surprising uh, piece, of directing. But yeah, it was. I just wanted another level of collaboration. I wanted new and different puzzles to solve because I love solving puzzles. I'm a believer that actors are a good portion of our job is solving problems before anybody else knows their problems.
yeah,
Yeah, you see something in the character, you go, I don't know if that completely tracks. Let me come up with a bunch of different ways to get from A to Z that make it work, and so nobody has to think about it. And then, come up with like 3, 4 options, show up to the director and say, this doesn't quite scan, but I can do A, I can do B, I can do C, I can do D. And they go, give me C. You go, got it, on it, and that kind of
see.
puzzle problems and problem solving I love. And suddenly I had like that times like 10 to do with like a bunch of different departments, and that was it was also nice just playing with home field advantage where we our crew, we know our crew, we have a shorthand and we get to play and that sort of thing. So you know
For sure. For
yeah,
sure, for sure. That helps. I feel like when definitely the difference is massive between a guest director that comes onto our set for the first time and
yes.
somebody on our set. And I feel like we're a nice bunch. We're very welcoming.
I will say that I get the word from all over town. People who come through, the word is out. Station 19 is a really fun set to be on. It's a really great set to hang out on. Like that has come back to me from separate sources, completely
Every
unsolicited. Yeah,
and
yeah. So I have to believe that that's real stuff. That's truth. Here's a question from S Cross. I don't know how it's. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 S cross with like 3 S's. Um, do either of you miss working more on Grays?
I do. I do. I love working on Grace. I feel like the last few times I worked with Camilla, it was such a blast. I miss Giacomo also a lot, but hey, hey,
Yeah, that's my boy. That's my
yeah.
boy.
What about you?
The same, the same. I mean, look, Giacomo and I had I'd been recurring on the show for uh, years, but I was always like a series regular on other shows at the same time. They're like, because Grace is a lot of people, so there wasn't the bandwidth for Ben at the time, and then when it finally opened up and they saw what they could do with Ben and they saw a lane that made sense, and they brought me full time onto the show, it was the same time that Giacomo. So like that was my brother in arms in a lot of ways. So and so he's that's we hit Italy together. We were in Italy at the same time, and so we hooked up a couple different times for dinner and running around and getting stupid. But everybody over there I miss and I love going home.
Yeah.
It,
And yeah, I started there as well. So for me, my beginning. That's my home as well. So yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
that's where you and I are in the same boat. That we go back over there and it's not new.
Yeah.
We know the folks, and we know we know how to get everybody to get a little silly to break out
Yeah.
a little bit because it's a well oiled machine over there and it's moving. We're like, let's cut up a little bit, you know.
Let's mess it.
Yeah, when they come over, they get us to act right a little bit more.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
let me see
Okay.
what.
So like it's fun. What about like do you ever see yourself stop acting, or if you had to pick acting or directing, which one would you pick and why?
Oh, you know what? No, I love directing, and I hope I'll never have to pick this. Like asking me, it's like Sophie's Choice. Which of your children are you going to get rid of? But I will say this: I'm an actor. I'm an actor through and through. I love actors. Never. I'll never stop acting. I'll just stop getting called to act. That's pretty much. You know what I mean? I'll still be like, I can do it, and they'll be like, no, 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 you're 110 years old, Jason. We're good. We're good. Uh,
Never.
I,
But the good thing about acting is that you're never too old to do it. I remember when I was a dancer. I mean, to do it professionally. When you're a dancer, it's a little tougher. It shouldn't be. I wish you could be a dancer, a professional dancer at
oh
any
yeah.
age.
Well,
A
look
little.
at Debbie Allen. Look at Debbie Allen. You can still move, but yeah, but you can't. Doing it at the same level as But
Yeah.
Debbie still get out there and move. Debbie will still wear everybody out on the dance floor. You know that's real.
My butt, big time. No problem. She's amazing.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, what I'm trying to see if there's any other questions on here. We probably should get off sometime soon because the show's going to be coming on in the East Coast
Oh yeah.
in a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm doing a quick shot to see if anybody's got any pressing questions. Somebody's asking you if you'll marry them. I'm gonna throw out there. I'm gonna answer for you and say no, no. I mean, all the love in the world, but I don't think the marriage proposal through IG Live is gonna get it done.
No. I
Uh, oh, what is this? Somebody was just saying how much they love the Diane therapy episodes and everything like that. I was just hanging out with Tracy Tom just a couple of nights ago. Someone's asking if I get to meet Addison tonight. Yeah, I think Kate Walsh will be at the party tonight. I think. I'm not sure. You know what, folks, check in on my personal on the Jason Winston George IG feed because I think I'm going to throw some fun stuff out from the red carpet at the Grays thing a little bit. I may since I'm all over IG. Okay, what is this question? I have a question. If you could Steph, if you could be a chocolate bar, what would you be? I need to know. That is like, and they said I have a question like in all caps, like it was the most pressing question ever. This is our Rose and BB. Like I have to know what kind of chocolate bar would you be?
definitely. Oh, I don't know. Okay, it's this Kinder Bueno. I don't
A
know
what?
why. It's called Kinder Bueno. It's like a chocolate bar with. It's. I don't. Can we cancel that? Can we edit that out?
So you're gonna get a sponsorship you're gonna do a commercial for that
I know.
chocolate bar, right? You're gonna get sent like 1,000 of that chocolate bar, but it's the sexiest chocolate bar you've ever eaten. It's a sexy chocolate bar.
Not
Uh,
sexy. English. The sexiest chocolate, I think, is like a dark chocolate with maybe some orange.
yeah, you heard it here first. Stefania likes the dark chocolate. See what I did? See what I did? Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? I lost you. Hello.
I
She's back
think
now.
all the pink shades in one.
Gotcha.
One
Gotcha.
go. Okay.
Cool. All right. Let's see if we got one more. I'm trying to find. There's so many in Spanish, so many in Italian that you should be reading probably.
Wait.
What was this? There was one that said Elizabeth 1990 wanted to know do y'all have fun in scenes together? Um, I will say having a scene with Stefania is not enjoyable at all. It's uh, it's distracting. It's no. Here's the thing you gotta know about Stefania when she's acting. Um, the body is in constant motion. Like
Con-
she's the foot is tapping. There's always if she's not full on dancing, she's just shimmying around. There's movement happening nonstop. So there's no music. There's no music except in her mind. But for the rest of us, I just want to know what like I watch you and I see if I can pick up the song in your head, and then eventually you sing it. Eventually you sing out the song anyway. It's just it eventually comes.
Busted.
Yeah,
That's it. That's it. We give the best hugs as cast. We always
that's
welcome each other in the morning with the best hugs.
yeah.
I mean,
That's what I told people that when COVID hit and we had to wear masks and we had to stay 6 feet apart. I said the hardest part for our cast was that we couldn't run up and hug each other on the regular.
part.
It was hard. It was hard. And I'm not going to say that the rule got broken and that we disobeyed the protocols every once in a while,
We're not.
but I'm just going to say I didn't go 2 years without a hug from Stefania.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we do what we got to do.
from that. Yeah.
All right, darling. Listen, It's about a half hour till the show on the
Right.
East Coast. So, is there anything you want to let folks know what they can expect from this episode? What they can expect from the tail end of the season? Any
Okay,
party
I feel like
thoughts?
tonight it's a full-on roller coaster. There is gonna be sadness, there is gonna be laughter, there is gonna be shock, there is gonna be some sexy times, there's gonna be all of it. And I'm
There you
excited
go.
to
That's your promo right there. That's it.
oh,
ABC needs to just like cut that whole thing out and just run that for the next half hour.
that's it.
Yeah, you said
My
sexy time. She said sexy time.
the shimmy is over the house.
Right,
What about
right, right.
your log for the episode?
Say again.
What is your log line for the episode tonight?
Oh wow. I would say everybody that Andy, uh, Karina, Travis, and a whole bunch of other people get pushed to the edge.
Yeah,
Get pushed to the edge, and everybody has a different reaction to it. You know what I mean? Is that cryptic enough? Is that accurate but cryptic enough?
that's excellent. That's the best, like hermetico. I don't know how you say hermetico in English. Doesn't matter. But you did it right.
I'm gonna take it. I did that. Hermetical.
Hermetico.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means, but it sounds dope when you say it though. So I'm just gonna take it. It's hermetical.
I love it. It's
You're very
hermetic.
hermetical.
I mean,
All right, darling.
so
Much
good to
love.
talk.
All right.
Congratulations for this episode. I can't wait to see it.
Appreciate you, darling. Thank you. All right,
So
y'all. Holla at you. Bye bye.
bye.